Alright guys, we are back. It is so great to see you. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. Guys, it seems like DJI is also back with another home run. Now, over the last couple weeks, I've had my hands on this brand new DJI Mavic Air 2. And guys, I have to say, it's pretty impressive. But now that I've had some time to get it up in the air and test it out a bit, I wanted to give you kind of a first impressions. And I'll have a much more detailed review coming up soon, including a comparison between the Mavic Air 2 and the Mavic Mini and the Mavic 2 Pro. But for now, let's keep it light and go over what has impressed me about this drone and what has not impressed me so far. Plus, if you stick around to the end of this video, you'll learn exactly how to enter our current giveaway, which includes a ton of really great prizes, including monitors, filters, camera bags, and much more. So what do you say? Pull up a seat, let's go. First, some basic specs. Now, before I get into my impression, let's go over a few of the specs to give you an idea of what the Mavic Air is bringing to the table. All right. First, when you take this thing out of the box, you're going to notice right off the get-go, DJI went to town on this. They really redesigned the Air. If you had the original Air, you're going to notice right off the get-go, design-wise, this thing really is different in the visual department as well as in the underneath the hood department as well, which we'll get to here in a moment. But first, you'll notice that this looks a lot like it's now big brother, the Mavic Pro 2. Visually, again, they look very similar. Now, let's dive into some of the performance that's underneath the hood with this thing. First off, I'm going to address the two elephants in the room. The first one is you can actually squeeze out 48 megapixel photos out of this, and this is largely thanks to a 1/2-inch CMOS sensor or a quad-based sensor that they've crammed into this thing. Now, while the sensor is small, guys, it packs a punch with the option to shoot photos using the sensor's full resolution. The other point that I want to point out here is, is the full HD video is at 240p, and this is DJI's second drone to have 4K at 60p. That's a pretty big deal. Cinematic standpoint, shooting video, that's just really, really awesome. Now, you can get 8K out of this, but only in free and waypoint modes at this point. Now, from a folded size standpoint, you're looking at 7.1 inches long, you're looking at 3.8 inches wide, and the height of this is 3.3 inches tall, which puts this right between the Mavic Mini and the Mavic 2 Pro in terms of size. Unfolded size, you're talking about 9.96 inches long by 7.2 inches wide, and of course, not much difference in the height, only 3 inches tall. The weight of this thing is only 1.25 pounds. Again, this fits really comfortably between the Mavic Mini and the Mavic 2 Pro. Then we have omnidirectional sensing system with sensors that detect obstacles in the front, and of course here are the front sensors, and behind right here, and of course you have two additional down below. This also has AirSense, which is a new safety program that DJI has implemented into this that alerts you when other aircraft are nearby in the vicinity of this drone. And of course, one of the really cool updates with this as well is the ActiveTrack 3.0, which is DJI's newest autonomous object tracking flight mode. More on that in a bit. Then of course, we have OcuSync 2.0. Guys, this is huge. This is one of those big add-ons that DJI did with this here. This gives you 1080p 30 frames per second video transmission from more than 6 miles away. If you had the original Mavic Air, transmission from the controller to the drone itself was done through Wi-Fi. Kind of similar as actually what the Mavic Mini has. I originally myself bought the Mavic Air, and that's the one thing that I could not stand about it. I was constantly getting drop signals from the drone back down to the receiver itself, or losing connectivity between it, and it was always frustrating. I had the Mavic Air, the original one, for about a month before I got rid of it. It was just not what I was after. So the fact that this has moved up to OcuSync 2.0, which is just badass. So awesome, DJI, way to go. Also, the max speed of this thing is 42 miles an hour. You can actually get a range of up to 6.2 miles, and that is almost 2 miles more than the Mavic 2 Pro. The battery life of this is actually pretty impressive as well. You're able to get up to 34 minutes of battery life, which is a huge upgrade from the original Mavic Air, which was only 20 minutes of battery life if you're lucky. And I've flown this here a number of times, and yeah, you get upwards of close to 31 minutes out of this with a full juiced up battery, which again is pretty awesome. Price starts at $799 for kind of a bare bones Mavic Air with the controller, battery, and you can go up to closer to $1,000, which will get you the Flyware package, which is going to get you 3 batteries total, a bag, and a whole bunch of other goodies that comes along with that. First impressions. Now that we have a general idea of some of the Mavic Air 2 specs, I want to share with you some of my first impressions after flying this drone for the last couple weeks. Now, although the Mavic Air 2 has a sensor that's half the size of the one that's in the Mavic 2 Pro, guys, I honestly think that this trumps the Mavic 2 Pro in terms of photo quality. The 48 megapixel quad Bayer sensor in the Mavic Air 2 normally takes 12 megapixel images, but you can also utilize the full resolution of the sensor to create high resolution images. And guys, they look pretty darn good. And additionally, the drone will also sharpen the JPEGs and remove distortion, and the results are pretty impressive. On the video side, I like the fact that there's 4K 60 and full HD 240p options, but even though these specs are better than what you'll find in the Mavic 2 Pro, the Mavic Air 2 video quality just doesn't seem as good as the Mavic 2 Pro, and that's to be expected. It's half the cost. Now, in terms of upgrades, I'm actually really impressed with just how many things DJI has improved on this drone. The battery life is absolutely spectacular. I like the addition of the 8K video options, which more to come via firmware updates in the future. There's also 3 new focus track modes to get beautiful cinematic footage with the subject locked in frame. There's also safety upgrades like the APES 3.0, which features new mapping and flight path algorithms that allow you to fly the drone over and under objects in its path. In addition, the Active 3.0, which gives you the power to automatically follow subjects, has improved subject recognition and obstacle avoidance. Today I wanted to see how good that active track was, so I decided to do some sprints. But I didn't think ahead. I had flip-flops on, so I was kind of sliding a little bit all over the place, but still, I was running back and forth and trying to lose this thing, and it did a very good job locking onto me and not letting go. As you can see here, I'm going back and forth, and I made some sharp turns, and this thing kept on me. So I have to say, the active track compared to the active track in prior DJIs has improved quite a bit as well. Now, the Mavic 2 has improved propellers and much more efficient motors as well, and guys, this results in faster acceleration, better responsiveness, and a more stable flight experience as well. Okay guys, but my favorite new feature with the Mavic Air 2 has got to be, boom, the controller. In one word, this thing is badass. As you can see, DJI went to town with the redesign of this as well. This new controller, it's nice and big, and unlike previous DJI controllers that I've had, it's super easy, or I find it's a little bit easier to seat the phone into the holder. And let me show you how. You pull this up, grab your phone, and you kind of pinch and pull this to get this up in there, and plug it in, and you're off to the races. Whereas with the other remotes, and actually I'll show you that right now, so you can actually get a sense of the difference. So here's the remote off the Mavic Pro 2. So you swing out the bottom arms, and this is the problem that I've always had, is you seat this in, and so as you've just noticed there, I took a screenshot. I always have a tough time seating this in here without hitting either the phone on, off, taking a screenshot, putting it in, moving out of the other application that I'm in. And so while it's not a big deal, it's just something that For me, whenever I'm putting it in, I always have a tough time getting this in there without hitting half the buttons or turn this thing on and off. Now, as you can see, this remote is well designed with the removable joysticks. These unscrew and they stow away on the bottom here. You have a control wheel up on the top left side, and you have a photo and video button over on the right side. There's even a programmable function button on the front left here, or top left rather. In addition, now here's something I do want to point out, guys. So this dual purpose camera trigger, this is new here, and this does take getting used to. Now in old DJI remotes, on the left side is your trigger to shoot video, and on the right side you have an exclusive button to shoot photos. So with the new controller here, you have to swap modes using the camera trigger and then hit the right trigger to shoot video or shoot photos. Now this change hasn't been a huge deal for me, but I thought I'd mention because there is a little bit of a learning curve. And as you can see, guys, there is no visible antennas on this remote, just a spring-loaded mount on the top for quickly adding your phone, which is one of the parts of the design that I really like a lot. Really, all you need to do is take the remote out of the bag, plug in your phone, and you're ready to go. So as you can see, my first impressions are largely pretty positive. I think DJI has done a great job positioning the Mavic 2 in the middle option between the Mavic Mini and the Mavic 2 Pro. But make no mistakes about this, this drone really has a variety of features that hit way above its weight class. The sensor, the image quality, the stability, the responsiveness, the battery life. 34 minutes, come on, you gotta love that. And the upgraded safety features, among them, for $799, you get a ton of drone for your money. As I mentioned earlier, I'll have a complete review of this drone as well as a comparison to the Mavic Mini and the Mavic 2 Pro coming up soon. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're notified when that video comes out. All right, with the impressions of the Mavic 2 Air wrapped up, let's move on and discuss our current giveaway. We have a 38-inch ViewSonic VP3881 ultra-wide curve monitor, a 34-inch ViewSonic VP3481 curve monitor, a f-stop Lotus Essential bundle with a medium slope internal camera unit, a set of Stingray 77mm filters, and that includes a 5, 10, 15 stop ND filters, and there's a circular polarizer in there as well. There's 2 Colorado Tripod Company Highland 48mm aluminum ball heads, a holdfast HF classic camera strap, and of course the $100 Adorama gift card. So not only is this the most amount of prizes that we've had in a single giveaway, but the total prize value is higher than ever before. It's over $4,000. As always, to enter the contest, it's super easy. Step 1, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Step 2, leave a comment below. In fact, my friend, the more of our videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the greater the chances that you have to win. So check out some of our other videos and leave some comments. Step 3, register on PhotographyTalk and, hey, introduce yourself into the forum. That is it. For complete details on how to enter the giveaway, including how to register on PhotographyTalk and how to say hello in the forum, check out the description below. Good luck. And there you go, guys, my first impression of this amazing new drone that DJI has just released. If you found this video to be helpful, hit the like button down below. If you are currently not subscribed to the channel, hey, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you part of this community, and hit the bell to be notified each time we come out with a new video. Well, guys, I'm going to get out of here. You stay healthy and create your best shot.